Have you ever wondered what the Founding Fathers craved while they were laying the foundations of the United States? What culinary treat kept them going, filled their minds and bellies, and fueled them through our nation's birthing pains? Today we're going to be taking a look into the eating habits of America's father, General George Washington. Was he a man of extravagant tastes and appetite? Or did he prefer the simpler meals of his time? Stick around to find out in this week's blog.
Plain tastes, powerful appetite for all his status and wealth. George Washington's tastes were surprisingly simple. Visitors to Mount Vernon remembered that he ate heartily, but was not particular in his diet, with the exception of fish, of which he was excessively fond. His tables could groan under roasted meats, puddings, and imported wines when entertaining dignitaries, but the man himself gravitated toward plain, nourishing foods that reflected both his Virginia roots and the seasonal rhythm of his estate. At home, Washington typically ate just 2 main meals a day: a substantial breakfast around 7 a.m. and a heavy mid-afternoon dinner around 3 p.m., occasionally followed by tea or coffee in the evening. In an era without modern snacking culture, these unhurried, multi-course meals were where business, politics, and hospitality all intertwined. Breakfast with the father of his country. If you could slip into the breakfast room at Mount Vernon, you'd likely find Washington at the head of the table, with a plate full of hoe cakes, cornmeal griddle cakes, invariably eaten at breakfast and soaked in butter and honey. Family members and guests consistently recalled these hoe cakes as one of his favorite foods, so much so that later accounts tied them directly to his morning routine as president and planter. Breakfast was described as very substantial. Indian corn hoe cake with butter and honey formed the main part of the meal, alongside tea, sometimes bread, and other simple fare. One visitor noted that because of Washington's dental problems, he often sliced the cakes, spread them with butter and honey, and ate them soft and still, the same humble ingredients, just adapted to a body worn by war and leadership. Dinner at Mount Vernon was another story, simple tastes expressed through abundant variety. A bell summoned the household, and meals could stretch for 2 to 3 hours, especially when guests were present. The first course might feature roasted meats like beef, mutton, ham, or game, along with fish from the nearby Potomac, vegetables, and breads. Fish held a special place on Washington's table and in his heart. His step-grandson wrote that fish was the one item about which Washington was truly particular, and estate records show a steady supply of herring, shad, and bass from the river. On more casual evenings, he was said to enjoy a simple hash of fish, potatoes, beets, and onions, enriched with pork, scraps, and a sauce hardly fancy, but hearty, thrifty. In a very 18th century, despite his reputation for restraint, Washington did not live in a sugar-free world. Formal dinners often ended with mince pies, fruit tarts, cheese, nuts, apples, and raisins, followed by port and Madeira. Ice cream, still a luxury in the late 18th century, was another treat enjoyed at Mount Vernon as long as there was ice stored from the winter. Alcohol flowed freely, though not necessarily to excess at Washington's own hand. Guests were offered wine, porter, beer, whiskey, and other drinks at meals and social gatherings. These tables were not just about feeding bodies, they were political theaters where alliances were built, deals were hinted at, and foreign visitors formed impressions of the new republic whole over plates of roast meat, fish, hoe cakes, and pudding. In the end, George Washington was not the kind of man to chase rare delicacies or ornate French confections at every turn. He preferred plain, solid, seasonal foods: fish from the river, vegetables from his gardens, corn and wheat from his fields, prepared in ways that were satisfying rather than showy. When the occasion demanded, he offered guests impressive spreads that signaled American abundance. But for himself, a plate of hoe cakes with butter and honey at breakfast and a hearty, straightforward dinner were more than enough.